How you going? My name's Terence and welcome back to Rusted Iron Ranch. Today we're going to have a look at the Baler. I'm kind of running out of time because I think the crop's probably pretty close to being ready to cut. I haven't cut it yet, so I just want to make sure everything is ready to go with this Baler before I have to rely on it in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully. So here it is. It's a New Holland Super 69 Hayliner. I bought it with the property. I got it for a really good price, and for the most part it seems in really good condition. It looks like it's been stored inside a lot of its life. It is a pretty old unit. I'd say I'm not 100% sure with the 69 whether that is 1969 or not. To be honest, I actually think this is probably a 60s or like as in an early 60s machine, not necessarily 1969 or after. So we could probably say, yeah, if it's early 60s, it's 50 something years old, coming up to 60 years old. So for 60 years old, it's looking pretty good. I have the other day went around and greased every single grease point I could find. Since reading the manual, I found where another one is. I couldn't work out. I actually, for some reason, I thought, because I'd already done this side, the main pickup drum, I got the one on that side, but for some reason I didn't see the one on the left-hand side, so I later found that in the manual, so I'll do that a bit later. What I am going to do is pull it out, and I've washed this before, but I'm going to wash it again. Just try and blow off a lot of the dust that's sitting on there. There is a little bit of hay from last time it was used, still sitting in there, and the twine cabinet, we'll call it up the front, has some rubbish in it that I'm just going to blow out and clean out as well. So we'll take it out, we'll clean it. We'll finish up those grease nipple points I've got to do. I'm going to check the oil level on the front gearbox, that one there, and there's another gearbox in here, that's actually the fill point hole there, that I want to check the level on as well. When that's done, I'll hook the PTO up and hopefully we'll run it up just slowly and make sure everything's looking pretty good. Make sure all the chains and that are fine. Actually, before that, I'm going to check that it's timed correctly. There's the timing marks in under this. We'll go through it later. And there's timing marks on the knotter as well. I think that's the only other timing marks. Oh, there's a timing mark on the feeder too. I'll have to read how that one works again. So, well, first off, I've got it hooked up. That took a while. I'm actually going to get a trailer wheel, a jockey wheel. It's already got the bracket for it. I just don't have the jockey wheel because that will make it a hell of a lot easier. It does have the original jack stand on it, but you kind of got to undo a bolt every time you want to flick it up out the way. So not ideal. So it's on the back of the tractor now. I'll take it over, we'll blow it off, clean it off, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. Okay, so back over the shed. I've partially cleaned out this. I've removed a heap of wood. All that wood was in there for whatever reason. I'll cut that up and burn it. But instead of blowing everything around and making a big mess, I'm actually just going to vacuum all that up. So I've just got the vacuum out and I'll quickly do that. Then I think I'm going to pull it around the back onto the grass and pressure wash it out there, because there's no use wasting water on the driveway. Might as well water the grass while I'm at it. Alright, so I'll quickly vacuum this out, and then yeah, we'll head over there and just give it a bit of a clean up. Okay, so we're about as clean as we're going to get that in there. I have now worked out what this is. I wondered why it was so clean, and to me it kind of looked like a capstan winch type setup, and that's pretty much exactly what it is. What it actually does is, it's well, they call them convenience controls in the manual, but you tie a rope to the back of your tractor, run it through this, run it through here. I'm not sure if you run it through that one as well, possibly. Then you run it around 3.5 times around this, and they call that a windlass or a windlass. And so it's loose 3.5 times around that. Then it comes back down through this little roller here, and I assume, you can see the other end of that roller there, I assume you actually just tie it off, like so, just tie a hitch up on this the guard here on the pickup. And so what you can do then with the obviously the PTO going, that top gearbox which runs your feeder tines, that'll be spinning. So you'll pull that rope tight, it tightens the 3.5 loops around the little winch part, the windlass, whatever they want to call it, and it'll actually lifts your pickup for you. There is some way to, I think with this latch, which is one of the latches that controls the pickup, there's another latch out here, which I think this one here might be maybe for when you're driving down the road. Not completely sure, because I think you can actually lock it in with this thing. Yeah, if you undo that wing nut, flip around the other way, it'll hold it shut or hold it up. So if that one's disconnected, but this one is only connected, there is a way that you can lower it from the tractor as well. I think if you just pulse that that rope, it kind of lifts up enough, that spring then pulls the latch back and you can let go of it and it'll drop down. Pretty cool. So it does actually have a automated pickup, but it's just rope driven. I might have a play around with that as long as everything else goes really well. I might just put a rope on just for fun and see what happens. Like I said, I have gone through and done pretty much every single grease nipple I could find. The only other thing for lubrication I need to do is I do want to take off one of the guards on this side. Well, I might not need to. I might be able to just get to the chain in behind there and just put a bit of grease on that. And I just want to check the levels on the gearboxes. That one looks a little bit dirty, so it might have leaked out a little bit. I think they say every 1,000 bales or something, so who knows when the last time they were checked, and I'm definitely not going to be doing 1,000 bales. But I might as well check them before the first time I use it. So I'll take it out the back, I'll spray it down now, and then I'll check those gearbox oils, and we should be good to just do a slow little run up and just make sure everything is at least spinning. I believe there is a way to kind of make the knotters work, but I don't think they'll tie a knot. I think the needles will go up, but I don't think they'll actually tie the knot. There might be a way to make the knotters tie as well, but I might have to wait until we actually get some hay going through this thing. Presumably it still all works, because you look at the machine, it's still all threaded up, nothing's missing, nothing's been taken off it, so you can only assume that the thing still works. So fingers crossed it does, but I want to give it the best chance it can with, you know, making sure everything is lubed up before we go. So with that, we'll go at the back and we'll wash it off. Okay, it's been a couple of hours now. I've fully cleaned the baler. I've cleaned the 135, and I've just taken some time to familiarise myself with some of the bits, what they do, how they interact. I've read the manual like a couple of times. I think I might have a timing issue. So I've got the timing marks set up here. So that's top dead center, the main plunger. The knotter is allowed to be half an inch out, and that's more like an inch. And the feeder tines, minding the thing. So the feeder tines, there's two timing marks just here, and the pivot for the feeder tines should be in between there. So we're a good, you know, 3-4 inches off that too. So I thought there might have been some issue. Maybe this was different, and the feet, like this the tine bar, I guess, might have been modified. Although I think that distance there to there is exactly the same as an original. So this first tine should be back here somewhere. So not looking good there either. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. So I might just I've rotated over by hand. There's no interruption. Like, it's not actually hitting on anything, because we're talking probably an inch out, so double what it's supposed to be, and a couple of inches out. But it is, or what I would say, advanced. The feeder tines are advanced because they should be back here at that point in the stroke. So that means maybe they just go in earlier and then they'd be out earlier too. So we shouldn't get any interruption issues there either. But it's still not right, I don't think. Firstly, right now though, I'm just going to dump the oil in the main gearbox here, the first, like the primary one. I've checked the level indicator and there's plenty of oil in there, but it is quite dirty. I also checked the secondary gearbox up in here, and the oil in that's really clean, so I will leave that one. So I'll just quickly drop this, and I'll put some of the same diff oil I used in the Inter in there. I think it was 85-90. Calls for a straight 90 weight, but 85-90 is pretty damn close. So that's what I've got, so I'll chuck some of that in there. Okay, so it's a couple of hours later now. I've got nearly everything done. Last thing you probably see me do was the gearbox, the primary gearbox. So the oil's changed in that. The other one's fine. We still may have a timing issue. Not quite sure. No interruption when I crank it over by hand. So unsure there. We do have a knotting issue now. I've cleaned out the left-hand knotter. I still have to clean out the right-hand knotter. I've just degreased them. I'm running out of time, I'm running out of daylight, so I'll probably leave it here for today. I might wrap this video up and then I'll do some work to it, and then I might come back and just update you guys of how I went with the knotter and with the timing as well, because I think that might be a little bit of a pain. I accidentally got the left-hand knotter to, I think, back to its start position. I don't know if I did it the right way. I just accidentally did it. I thought I'd clean it out, read the manual, how to set it back up and go from there. But I think by trying to just keep the twine out the way, I tied it on back here. And when I cycled it, the needle came up and it's actually fed it into the knotter again. So that might be how it's supposed to happen. Not 100% sure. So with that, we'll leave it there for today. If you've got any experience on these New Holland balers, be sure to leave a comment down below. Not in the description, don't do that. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you have any experience, and especially if you can tell me what I'm doing wrong with these or anything else. Any help will be much appreciated. If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more, hopefully see us cut this hay in a couple of weeks time and then bale it, be sure to subscribe. Once again, my name's Terence, this has been Rusted Iron Ranch, and thanks for watching.